Guys, what do you do if you've been waiting for months to get your hands on that visa slot? Just one slot that you need that you haven't been able to get, and at the end of the day, that results in delaying of plans. Should you give up? Should you not go to the US anymore? That's what we're going to discuss in this video. I'm going to be giving you the exact tips for your visa type, by the way. No matter which visa you're going for, I've tried to cover all of the non-immigrant ones in this video. So stay tuned, and in the next couple of minutes, I'll be telling you exactly what steps you should be taking. Guys, we can only do this one visa type at a time. First, we're going to be talking about the student visas. That's the FMJ visa types and their dependents, of course. The one thing you want to know, most of you guys right now are watching this, Spring 2023 candidates who have not been able to get the visa. Spring is a weak visa season. The maximum amount of deferrals are from the spring terms. And this happens not just right now, this happened last year as well. And we've been seeing this happen. It's a trend, especially after COVID-19. Spring has been taken lightly by the consulates. But the key over here is to not give up. Now, of course, try to do this on your own. But if you've been waiting for a slot for more than a month, chances are you're doing something wrong. Unless and until the openings have completely stopped, which generally they do not. Otherwise, chances are you're doing something wrong. And if you're doing something wrong, go ahead, seek professional help. It's not wrong to do that. Okay, it's the last step of your journey. Last step, you don't want to mess it up, guys. All right, you've done so much to get to this point, and that's what all that hard work is what we're trying to avoid going to a waste. Okay, so even if you want to get professional help, right, try to get one which monitors for you 24/7. That means anytime an opening happens, they will be held responsible to get you the slot. All right, it should not be the case that they're not monitoring, or they're not monitoring in the night, they're not monitoring outside working hours. That should not be the case. It should be 24/7. And one of those kinds of monitorings, by the way, we also do 24/7 monitoring. And of course, it's until you get the visa. In fact, we have a lot of other schemes, like even if you get rejected, we take it as our responsibility and do it all over for you again for free, next time. So all of those things, you want that sort of an accountability. And remember, current visa seasons are such that if you get rejected as a student, they think you're apparently a bad student who should not be approved. So overcoming visa rejections is very hard as a rejected candidate. You must get professional help in such cases. And for instance, we would actually also train you. We have mock interview, training for you, where you sit down with our visa experts directly one-on-one, as close as it gets, Google Meet or Zoom or something, and we train you again and again until you're perfect. That's what you are looking for over here, especially if you have a risk that you may get rejected, or if you've been rejected one last time. But don't lose hope. Let's talk about the work visas next. Work visas, most of you guys already may know this is H visa types and L visa types, even the blanket ones, everything included. But in general, work visas, your visa slots are opening up. It's not that they're not opening up, it's just that they are a little bit limited. All right, it's not impossible to get them, by the way. For your dependents as well, you can get the slot, but you have to have the 24/7 monitoring. It's a mandate, guys. So if you've been doing it on your own and you're monitoring even 24/7, and it's been more than, let's say, 20 days for your visa type, you should try getting professional help at that point. Finally, let's talk about the business and tourism visas. You guys are at the end of the line. The US consulates have left no stone unturned to actually tell us that your visas are the lowest priority visas there are. But I'll tell you a couple of stories. Many of our clients have been able to get them. There are some strategies, there are some tricks. If you're in an urgency, right, some things do work out, and you sometimes do get the visa as well. It depends on a case-to-case scenario. Some strategies work for person A, maybe other ones don't work for person A and they work for person B. All of those strategies are something that we are familiar with because we're dealing with thousands of cases. So make sure if you're going to someone, they know what they're doing and they have a lot of those things, a lot of that R&D going on, because that happens on a daily basis. It's not even on a weekly basis. These visa types have a longer wait time. So if you've been waiting for 2 months or more and you've tried yourself as well, it's time to actually get professional help. Remember that 24/7 monitoring is important, and most consulting firms would not have that for the B1, B2 visa type, simply because there are too little applicants at this point, simply because people know that they're not going to get it. People are actually avoiding applying even. But everything from 24/7 monitoring to emergency visas to third-party routes, all of those should be something that a consulting team member is familiar with or a visa expert is familiar with when you're going to them, basically. That's something that we can give you under the visa application help as well. Number 2, I have some tips and tricks for you. Remember, how do you actually overcome this scenario? Of course, point number 1, as I mentioned, don't give up and make sure that you are actually doing all of this. If you're not even seeking professional help, no problem, do all of this by yourself, but this has to be done on a daily basis and don't give up, guys. Point number 2 is to keep track of your latest updates. How do you get the latest updates? Well, you take a look at press releases. Many times US consulates, embassies, they give out press releases, official statements where they may even show their face in video form, or they might write a tweet on Twitter, or you might hear it on our YouTube and Instagram, and we always give you official news only when we have access to it, or some other news media sources that you can trust. Make sure that you're always on the lookout for these sources because these are important, guys. They let you know exactly what's going to happen in the future, what happened in the past, whether you've missed some openings or not, right? And these sources, especially on Instagram and YouTube, we actually do show you the screenshots as well a lot of times where actually openings happen. And whenever they do, we try to first off, of course, top priority is to get them for the people we're working with. But then after that, we even try to post it so that even other people who are following us have the chance on getting them. So make sure that you do that, especially our Instagram page. Those are going to be my tips and tricks for this time, guys. Please remember, don't give up. It's possible. It's just been a little bit of a hard season last few months, but that is going to change as you move closer towards the summer. Okay, I promise you, I've seen this happen over and over again. It's a trend, and trust me, come April, May, you're gonna see more and more openings. But you have to stick together in it, and you have to work with someone that you know is going to get them for you. All right. Until next time, goodbye and take care. Thank you so much for watching.